Mapsang jadabi tayo amin na imbag na malam kinyatayo amin. A very, very wonderful and awesome evening to one and all. Wherever you are, welcome to the Institute of Global Professionals free webinar, a platform that continuously aims to share valuable information with the rest of the world. A platform that aims to continuously feed your skills with the three I's aim: innovate, inspire, and impact. My name is Sarah, and I'm your host tonight. To the old and new attendees, let's try to dig in a bit of what IGP is. So, what is it? IGP, or Institute of Global Professionals, is a community where enthusiastic speakers and coaches all over the world come together to voluntarily impart their expertise, knowledge, and wisdom in the hopes of empowering and educating millions of people around the world. So again, if you are here with us today, you've made the right decision because I'm sure you're going to learn new things again tonight. IGP is now leading in providing opportunities for every individual. We are proud to be entrusted with global recognition such as the International Standards Organization, or ISO, which is backed up with a high credibility recognition and improved consistency of our speakers. We at IGP have been providing specialized webinars filled with practical knowledge that does not only help, but make you thrive and adapt in our constant changing and developing world. It is free and you can access them anytime at your convenience. Up until this moment, we have 192 webinars that you can freely access and enjoy. Visit our Facebook page or website, and you can access the wide variety of topics of your interests and needs. You can still get the e-certificates for that particular webinar given that you watch until the end. We hope that you continuously support us in meeting our global goal of reaching millions of people by liking, commenting, and sharing our webinars with your friends and loved ones. You never know what a simple act of sharing can do to other people's careers. As IGP keeps on saying, power is gained by sharing knowledge. So don't forget to share, tag, comment, and mention your friends in the comment box below. Joining us tonight are amazing speakers. They're very much ready to share their expertise with the theme doing business and training in the online world. Is this what we need right now? But before turning over the microphone, again, if you think your friends or acquaintances would benefit from today's webinar, please don't hesitate to share and comment their names below. And we are also giving the code for your e-certificate anytime during the webinar, so I hope you stay with us until the end. I also encourage everyone to take note of their questions every after the speaker, and this will be addressed during the question and answer portion. Thank you very much. And now let me introduce our very first speaker for tonight. She is the founder and CEO of Oz Asia Training Institute based in Melbourne, Australia, a boutique training and advisor firm that provides internal auditing, risk management, and cross-cultural communication skills services for medium to large businesses globally. She assists businesses around the world to win business and build profitable relationships in the billion-dollar Asian marketplace. She is an experienced international business advisor to corporate organizations and a veteran of the Asian marketplace. She is a recognized international speaker, trainer, and advisor for more than 28 years in the corporate world before she set up her own boutique training and advisory firm in Melbourne in 2009. She has management leadership experience in external and internal auditing, risk management, and consulting. She also has provided training to her clients across many industries and sectors, including banking and superannuation, oil and gas, mining, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, and public sector. Manufacturing and public sector. Her current clients are located in Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, China, Thailand, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, UAE, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. She holds certifications in CA, CPA, CMIIA, Certificate for TAE, and Master NLP. Please join me in welcoming our very first speaker, Miss Rachel Ma. Miss Rachel Ma, welcome.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you for your kind and generous introduction. Hello to
You're very much
everyone.
welcome.
Good evening from Melbourne, Australia. Good morning to you if you are in other parts of the world, or good afternoon wherever you are. Thank you for joining me, and I am going to share with you some tips and nuggets of how I convert my offline face to face to the online world because of the pandemic. And I'm going to share the top 7 skills that is most applicable and valuable for your business as well as for your professional career. So let me share my screen. Give me a second. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. We cannot see it yet.
Can you see yet?
Mm,
Uh, no.
no.
Uh, I've clicked share screen. Share.
Yeah, that's right. You can click share and then,
Share. Is it sharing?
yeah, I think it's loading. Yes, we can see your, yes, that's all right. And then maybe you can click presentation. Yes, it's all right.
Okay. All right. I have only 20 minutes to 25 minutes. So I'm going to be speaking a little bit fast. We'll leave the questions and sessions at the end of the session, right, Sarah? So let me share what we're going to learn about. Thank you for Loni and International Global Institute for giving me this opportunity. I believe that leadership is about making others better and more result oriented. And hopefully, the impact will last as long as you can remember. Okay. Uh, Now I'm going to share with you the 7 keys to online success in both your career or business, and then we'll leave the Q&A at the end of the session. Now, at the end of my tips and tricks, I also would offer you a special gift. So please stay on till you hear my whole presentation. Okay. Now, the top 7 invaluable skills that you can use in your business as well as career are: one of them is communications, 2 is agile mindset, 3 is emotional intelligence, listening skills, negotiation skills, interpersonal and leadership skills, as well as your cross-cultural business skills, because you all deal with not only local people, you are dealing with people from diverse backgrounds as well as across the world in the current virtual environment. Let me share a quick story with you. What are the challenges when you deal with people on an offline and online basis? Initially, I was doing live events, public workshops, as well as speaker conferences in different countries, including Fiji, Singapore, China, Hong Kong, even dialing in with India and Sri Lanka, etc. And they may be flying in from different countries into one of my corporate and public seminars. However, because of the pandemic, people do not travel. People stay home in the lockdown periods. So my story was, oh, how can I stop this support and services without hampering people's impact by still continuing to serve with my 3 S, which is serve, um, solve problems, as well as share tips and tricks to make their life and their business better. So one of the secrets I'm going to share with you here is effective communication, as you know, involves two or more people. One would be the speaker, the other party or other parties would be the listener. What percentage is body language, tonality, and words? In my master neurolinguistic practitioner world, we understand that body language is more than 55% in the global statistics, tonality is only 38%, and words is only 7%. Can you imagine what your body language says when you present a business or when you present to your peers, to your colleagues, to your vendors, to your bankers, etc.? So communication skills is something that you cannot avoid, regardless of the size of your business or the seniority of your career. Okay, so the other one I want to share with you is agile mindset. What kind of mindset do you have? Is it a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? As you can see by the definition, growth mindset means I can learn anything I want to. When I'm unhappy or frustrated, I will persevere because everything changes, nothing stays still. Things like when I fail on something, I will learn something. And if you succeed, I'm happy for you. I'm inspired. Yeah. And the effort and attitude determines everything you think, you feel, and you act. Whereas the fixed mindset is the opposite. And it's a negative mindset which will let you get stuck in your old ways, which may not work as effectively. So remember, tip number 2 is agile mindset. Yeah. Applying EQ skills. As you all know, emotional intelligence skills are very valuable. Example, how to handle a busy schedule in our virtual world today. Even though we are virtual, we need to stay calm, we need to stay connected and with priorities. Yeah, everybody have only 24 hours. How much time do we want to devote to work, to business, to family, to your loved ones, and also your me time? So plan your time well, because everybody have 24 hours, but how much you can invest in different parts of your life every day. And don't forget, go outside. Like for me, I have my morning walk before my breakfast and my business meetings. And then I have an evening walk to unwind myself before dinner and before such events in my evening time for around the world, people, attendees like yourselves. Yeah. And fourth skill. Now, fourth skill, being an active listener. What do you mean by that? For many of us, including myself, my once upon a time story was I thought that people, when they tell me something, I will just listen, but I will still type my email or I listen to my phone messages. That's not active listening. Active listening is giving the eye contact, giving the heart and soul to the speaker and to the audience, so that you pick up the real messages, including the body language, the tonality, and the words. So, in order to be a proactive listener, you will pick up more messages and information that will be useful for your business, for your marketing, or even a customer complaint. You want to hear more, and therefore you can continuously improve. Yeah. So the fifth one is negotiation skills. As you all know, negotiation skills can be learned. If you are not aware that it can be learned, you can build the trust, the rapport, and with sincerity and being reliable and committed and consistent, you build integrity and trust. When you have that framework, anything that you want to negotiate is doable. Nothing becomes impossible. Yeah. So whether you're negotiating for a new client, an upgrade for your client's services so that you can increase your revenue, etc., whether it's local, global, or virtual, as we are working more on virtual world now, this is one of the very important skills that you build. I want to share with you a quick story. When I was indirectly forced to run Zoom and coaching events, not from a local level, but from an international level, I have to learn and implement even more negotiation skills than before. Indirectly, that means we need to sharpen our uh, communication skills, active listening skills, and negotiation skills. Yeah. So the sixth one is interpersonal skills. If you are not in a leadership role, interpersonal skills is very important. But if you are in running a business, whether you are running a senior role or a business, you need that different skill sets so that when you apply it, you are lifting the others by improving or enhancing their technical skills, knowledge, and practical experience. You are also bringing them up to the next higher level. So, this is a very important skill set, especially when we are running online business now. I have never thought that I will ever run a global online business. Training, coaching is my passion, and I didn't realize until the pandemic happens that this is very doable. I thought that I have to pack my bag, go to my business class lounge, fly into the different countries and cities for 2 or 3 days, and then rush back to my young family. Now the pandemic, I understand and I empathize that people face lots of different challenges: financial, safety, health, well-being, and being away from family and loved ones. However, in this pandemic world, I've learned to support and to serve clients not only locally but internationally. So I am booked by calendar bookings. And then when I am not booked on the calendar for international, I'm booked on calendars on a local level. So I actually help to serve diverse clients, and I am able to run my cross-cultural business skills on Zoom too. Recently, I ran an evening session with C-level executives from a multinational company, from the MD, managing director, right to the CFO, COO, marketing, chief marketing officers, etc. So these skills are very important, and the seventh one that I would like to share with you all is cross-cultural intelligence skills, which in short is called CQ. As you all know, coming from the different parts of the world and different countries and beautiful cities, culture is includes everybody and everything, how they think, do, and as members of their local society. So think of culture as a complete way of life for groups of people. And cultural distance is the difference between social culture between the home and host countries. I would like to share one mini tip here of real world cases where cultural intelligence, if it's not applied properly, can either make or break relationships, productivity, and bottom lines, and even potentially career um, breaks. Example: Google couldn't go into China because they converted Google and a direct translation, meaning rice farm, but China is not anymore a rice farm. The technologies, medical research, etc., are pretty advanced now. They even have the fastest train between large cities, things like that. So it couldn't penetrate China. Barbie doll, for example, when they had blonde Barbie dolls, they couldn't go into China or different parts of Asia. When they changed the Barbie doll's hair to black, yeah, or brown, they sell like hotcakes. And same with Nike green hat. When you convert the green hat metaphor in the Chinese world, especially Chinese, Malaysia, Singapore, green hat means the man has a second wife or third wife, kept mistresses. Again, it couldn't sell. But when they stop selling green hats, they sell purple, white, blue, black, orange, except green hats. It's also like hotcakes, multi-million dollar bill business. So this is what I mean. Understanding cross-cultural intelligence skills is crucial as part of your online and offline business. And recently, I ran a cross-cultural business workshop on my evening session with C-level executives who were opening markets into different parts of Asia. Because they came from different cultures like European and other parts of the world, they were not familiar with the local culture of certain countries, and they did not understand why the responses were so slow, why people were not collaborating effectively. Communication breakdown happens. So these are some of the many different examples. Okay, now I want to highlight to you what is your current knowledge, skills, and experience when you deal with diverse cultures, and how can you adapt and localize for mutually beneficial outcomes. So, what I want to say is are so many ways to do online business now. One of the bonus tips for you, because you are special in this event webinar. The triple S is remember to serve kindly, share generously, and solve strategically for your clients, as well as if you are happen to be in the corporate career and the public sector career. This bonus triple S tips still works very well if you apply it and localize it to your local environment. Okay, now I just want to recap quickly. I share with you why I could convert my offline business into the online business and training world. I apply these top 7 invaluable skills: communication styles, being in a holding a growth mindset, apply different EQ skills, and active listening, various negotiation skills, leadership, interpersonal, as well as cross cultural business skills. Now, remember your vitamins to keep yourself healthy. On a funny note, always remember to take your vitamin A is for action, vitamin B for beliefs, vitamin C for confidence, running an online uh, business world, or even corporate Zoom meetings, MS Teams meetings for your peers and bosses around the world or around the different cities because you are under lockdown. Vitamin D is discipline. We all have 24 hours. Don't forget to look after and pamper yourself. The me time versus the work time, the business time, the family time, the social time, and physical exercise. Yeah. And vitamin E, remember to keep your enthusiasm because we are in lockdowns, in online mode. Everybody seems to be overwhelmed with Zoom. Yeah, virtual world meetings everywhere. We actually have more meetings now because we could do it right from our home and our laptop. So keep your enthusiasm high. Okay, that's my 5 vitamins for a healthy you. Now, I just want to share with you what I have shared with my online clients and businesses. No obligation, just to share with you. I also run a success toolbox program on an online group basis, which covers mindset, communication styles, EQ skills, listening skills, on a more in-depth level, negotiation skills, leadership, and cross-cultural skills. I have run this for quite a lot of corporate clients as well as public sector clients. In case you want to know more, contact me on LinkedIn. I'm not selling today. I'm sharing these 7 tools and tips with you. However, if you are on this tonight with us, I give you a free consultation. Contact me on LinkedIn or by email. It's for 30 minutes. If you want it, no obligation. I'm just giving you a bonus gift. Okay? So thank you very much for listening. And I'll pass back to Sarah, our host. Thank you, Sarah.
My microphone was mute. Thank you very much, Miss Rachel. That was very short, but they are very helpful. I'm sure that our audience, our attendees, learned a lot. And I think that this does not only apply in the corporate world or in leading a business, but then in our everyday life. So thank you so much again for your time.
My pleasure.
Yes, okay. Yes. And
Thank
I,
you.
I believe that, yeah, I believe that later our audience will have lots of questions. So, um, yeah, the audience, please just note your questions and they will be entertained and answered later on. Okay. Now, all right. Our second speaker, let me just introduce our second speaker. She is an innovative, independent, and big picture thinker with great resilience, problem solving skills, and strong action orientation to fulfill the mandate of the company that she is employed by. She is skilled in program and project management, human capital management practices, stakeholder management, change management, financial management and governance, risk management and corporate governance, strategic capability and leadership. Core skills output focus acts with urgency, persuasive, positive work ethic, willing to accept responsibility, self motivated, analytical, and logical, self reliant, and dynamic. That is our second speaker for tonight. Please join me once more in welcoming Miss Disney Govender from South Africa. Hi, Miss Disney.
Good afternoon to you, the facilitator, my fellow speakers, and viewers across the globe. Firstly, I would like to extend my gratitude to the to the Institute of Global Professions for this opportunity, as well as the 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 leaders of all nations international. It is through these organizations that this is actually possible. It's such a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to actually present to our viewers. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Can't wait. And thank you also for sharing your time with us. So you can share your screen.
Mm.
Yeah, right. I think it's
Um,
loading.
is it loading?
I think so, but we can't see it yet. Maybe you can share one more time. Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, okay, I can see it now.
Can you see it?
Yes, so you can open your presentation and you can see your screen. Yeah, yes, okay.
Are you seeing it now?
Yes, so you can press, you can click the presentation mode so we can see the whole screen.
Just 1 second. Is that
Yes,
better?
it's all
All
good.
right.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Let me continue. My presentation is very basic. It talks to what exactly we understand by online businesses and what we understand by online training. I also then zoom into some of the pros and the cons of online businesses, as well as the pros and the cons of online training. Uh, just quickly, I would just like to say, in addition to the bio that you have given, I'm also a mother to three boys. I'm also a writer. I've written a few articles, and I'm in the process of actually co-authoring a book with a global award-winning author and speaker. And I also derive mental therapy from cooking and baking. Just an introduction to the topic. What is the common understanding of doing business and training in the online world? If one analyzes what's an online business, one would actually deduce that it's known as e business, It's known as e-commerce. And what is e-commerce? It's the kind of any business transaction or commercial transaction that includes sharing of information across the internet, and it usually involves the exchange of some product or service between businesses, groups, and individuals. Online training. What do we understand is online training? It's known as computer based training. Some people call it distance learning, others call it e learning, but it is some form of imparting knowledge on the internet. It involves a variety of multimedia elements, including graphics, audios, videos, and sometimes even web links, which are accessed through the using of one's internet browser. Just in terms of online businesses, we all know that online businesses were here prior to COVID 19. What we have seen is that during COVID 19, online businesses grew exponentially. They just rapidly increased in the world. There are some very profitable online businesses that one could actually start tomorrow. It would require minimal startup costs. And some of these kind of businesses are like blogging, web designing, web developing, business consulting, business coaching, online tutoring, proofreading, just being an e-commerce retailer, selling handmade goods, clothing, art, digital products, etc. Yes, and it is very possible to actually start an online business with no capital outlay at all. It's also very profitable to be an online seller. There is just so much of growth for these markets. This is the future. And the nice thing is that all this information can be accessed on the internet. One could actually use this online business as a full on a full-time basis, or it could even be your side hustle. Just in terms of the pros and the cons, there's some very distinct advantages of actually having an online business. Firstly, your lower there's you actually your overhead costs are very low because you can operate in the comfort of your own home. You don't need to get an office outside to actually operate from. There's greater reach. There's global access 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. There's a faster delivery of goods. There's this ability to actually adapt to what the market needs. And what is also good is that there's less traveling, there's less paper waste, and this is so beneficial to the environment. And a big plus of online of conducting businesses online is that it gives you the opportunity to actually manage your business from anywhere in the world. Some of the disadvantages with regards to online businesses is that sometimes there's no human interaction, and that sometimes it's a little bit difficult to actually build trust. There are challenges with regards to customer service and support. Far too often, you might order something online, and when you receive it, it's damaged, and it's a bit of a process, and it does consume time to actually send it back and then to reorder. You might experience some technical challenges when the websites are down. You cannot access the website. If your Wi-Fi is down, you cannot access the website as well. And what is also very important is that with the rapid increase in online businesses, there has been lots of competition, and this has led to the marketplace being very, very saturated. So, and emerging online businesses then find it difficult to actually penetrate the market. In terms of security, we all know that there's been an increase in internet fraud or cyber fraud, and one of the ways of actually overcoming this is actually having virtual cards and topping that up whenever you need to actually do a purchase, because you really don't want your credit card details or your debit card details to be all over the net. In terms of online training, we all know that online training was here prior to COVID-19. It was a great opportunity for people to actually gain new skills. And during the pandemic, what we found is that online learning has become so central to people's lives. We find that the schools and the universities, even remote working has all increased, and the need for online learning has then increased. Leading universities in the world had to make courses available online because there was such a huge demand from people to actually learn online. So people have realized that the world is changing rapidly and they need to upskill themselves. So the online learning industry is growing at a very fast pace. Some pros and cons of online learning. Um, in terms of the pros, very much like an online business, you have low overhead costs for this training provider in terms of the logistics, because you don't have to get a school to operate from, or some brick and mortar place to actually operate from. And this is a very profitable business, and it's one of the best business models. It's very efficient for the provider because the service provider can make use of videos and PDFs and all sorts of other tools as part of your lesson plans. In terms of the learner, there's much more flexibility for the learner. You can learn at your own pace. You can learn from anywhere. It could be self-paced, and it actually gives the learner then better time management. Online learning has proved to be much more affordable, and this has become very, very attractive to learners, the affordability. There's also improved student attendance. I think learners find it very, very convenient, if they're having an 8 o'clock lecture, just to get up at 5 to 8 and then just tune into your lecture, as opposed, having to drive to the university to get to your lecture. It suits a variety of learning styles. Remember, learning experiences differ from person to person. Some people would like to have an audio lesson, some people would like to have a visual lesson. So, this is beneficial to people with different learning experiences. And it also gives the training provider and the learner the opportunity to actually learn new technical skills. Just in terms of the disadvantages, you find that some people, are very, very easily distracted, and they don't have the ability to actually focus on the screen for a long period of time. And there's such an opportunity then to actually have these kind of online sessions, very to make it more meaningful by engaging your audience, by interacting with your audience. And obviously then we tend to have the technology challenges. Sometimes there's internet connectivity challenges, and your wi-fi is down, and then this leads to a lack of continuity. Some people, especially the extroverted people, they tend to have the sense of isolation because there's no physical interactions with people. We all learn from just being with a particular person. So not being with their peers, not being with their teachers, not being with their friends, there's this feeling of isolation. So we need to then look at ways of having like some sort of like a communication network, or just send emails or have some sort of online messaging so that we keep people engaged. um, uh, there are challenges in terms of the person that's delivering the training. That person has to know and understand the digital platforms, because if that person doesn't understand and know the digital platforms, then you cannot have a seamless online lesson. And then, in terms of managing screen time, just working remotely, I think people will identify with me and a lot of the others as well, that we tend to spend more time behind the screen. We tend to develop bad posture in front of the screen. We stay hunched back, and this sometimes leads to, physical health problems. But you'll see that all the the advantages of online training and online learning outweigh the disadvantages. Just in terms of my conclusion, then, I want to say, it's a known fact that online businesses, learning, training is the future. The pandemic has also accelerated the shift towards a more digital world. And online businesses, online training, learning, these are now the new ways of actually networking. And people need to realize that the 21st century is the digital age for communications and networking. So these are such great opportunities for people, for your side hustle, for full-time jobs. Seize it and make it work for you. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Disney, for. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, okay, yeah, all right, yes. Thank you so much once again for the time and effort you took to share all of this information to all of us, reminding us that yes, the online business and training is our future. And so, as um, as people nowadays, we have to adapt and learn, continue learning and adapting to this changing trends that we have. So thank you so much for reminding us all of these things. So keep posted because later we're gonna have question and answer portion. And
Thank
again,
you.
I'm asking all yes, and again I'm asking all our attendees to please take note of your questions, and then we're gonna have have them answered later. And before calling our last speaker, I'd like to thank our participants who are actively taking part in this webinar. You are very much encouraged to give your thoughts and ideas regarding the topic in our comment section below. We're also going to have a quiz competition after the last speaker. So stay tuned for a chance of winning a quiz champion certificate. Right. And to introduce our very last speaker, coming from Spain, she believes that everyone has a leader within, waiting to be unleashed. She is the founder of Expert Channel TV, a visibility and authority building strategist, a video coach, and a TV host, an award winning designer and philanthropist. She is the president of the Media and Events Council Spain, GCCI, and chapter head of hashtag Women Power in Spain. She is half British, half Spanish, and a global citizen at heart. Her mission is to help people find their true potential, even if they have to overcome their fears in the process so they can lead their life, their business, or their community. Having won from acute shyness and introversion to being a TV host, she is now able to help others become comfortable on screen so they can shine. She is as passionate about the altruistic projects she collaborates with, such as hashtag Women Power, where she is helping women to become independent change makers for their communities and society. She has implemented a female leadership program where women are discovering the tools and holistic frameworks to become leaders of their life, work, or community. Help me again in welcoming our last speaker, Miss Melanie Falvey. Welcome, Miss Melanie.
Hello, thank you so much, Sarah. I am absolutely delighted to be here. Thank you so much, Institute of Global Professionals, Loani, Ladies of All Nations League, and Dr. Caroline Makaka for making this possible. And everybody watching, I really want to make this worth it for you. So I please invite you to write down your questions if you have any, because we are all going to be answering them at the end. And just enjoy and absorb everything you can from this session. Congrats to my fellow speakers. You have been incredible. I have been actually taking notes. This has been pretty amazing. So let me share my screen. Okay. Right. So let's get started. There's a lot to share, so I'm going to try and condense everything I want to share with you today. So let's get started. Before we even start, let me tell you something. I really want you to take action today, okay? Don't just watch this and then forget about it. I want you to take action. So at the end of this session, I am going to be sharing 3 steps you can take today to start moving that online presence in your favor. So please bear that in mind, because this is the thing. I could share the most incredible information with you today, or I could share nothing, literally not speak, and you could get the same results, you know, because if you don't take action, you will get no results. And this is an actionable webinar. So everybody needs to take action at the end. So this is what we're going to be covering. We are going to look at some of the foundations of doing business or being in the corporate world within the online situation we're going through now. We are going to learn a bit about how to build an online presence, what a personal brand is, and how to use visibility to advance in your career or build, grow a business. And I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can start building your online presence today. So here's the thing. The world has changed drastically over the last 18 months. Now, the thing is, my business was already online, so I didn't necessarily have to adapt, but I have been absolutely fascinated and seen the rest of the world having to adapt so fast. So for everybody who has been able to navigate and even thrive within the current situation, it's been amazing watching your journey. And this is one of the reasons why it's so important to build a solid online presence in today's world. Even if you have an offline business, even if you have a corporate job, whatever your situation, you are going to need to learn to navigate the online world, because the world has gone global. We shop online, we meet online, we have fun online. So the sooner you embrace all the new possibilities, the sooner you will be able to navigate, and not just navigate, but thrive in the new world that we're living in. So I also wanted to choose this topic because I want to make this session very actionable, both for corporates and for entrepreneurs. So all the information I'm going to be sharing today is good whether you're still studying, whether you're looking for your first job, whether you're looking for a promotion, or whether you're starting or growing a business. It's common to everybody who wants to have an online presence online. So we're going to be looking very briefly at what a personal brand is and how to be aware of it, what visibility is and how it can help you get promoted, get seen, sell, and what you can do to start building your online presence. So I like to summarize it using these 3 letters, AMS, because we need to be aware of our personal brands, and I'll share why in a minute. We need to be mindful of our online presence, and we need to be very strategic about our visibility. So yes, we all love being online and mingling and connecting and doing business, but you know, we also have a life. So the more strategic we are, the more we're going to be able to get results from the time we are spending online. And both speakers, Rachel and Dashni, you both shared how, you know, self-care and being, you know, and you have families and you want to spend time with them. So that's why being strategic is key. You don't want to just do things randomly and waste time. You want to do things mindfully and intentionally. So let's take a look at these three concepts, okay? Personal brand, online presence, and visibility. They're all interconnected, but sometimes they can be a bit confusing. Now, here's the thing. The reason why this is important is, number one, because you're already using these, even if you don't know you are. And two, because the more proactive you are about them, the more results you're going to be able to get. And again, this is exactly the same for students, for corporates, for freelancers, or for entrepreneurs, business owners. So the reason why we want to be aware of what the way we're showing up online is because everybody watching, everybody in the online space, we all have personal brands. Now, most people go about life without being aware of this. But once you become aware that you are a personal brand in yourself, you can be proactive about it and you can decide how you're going to be showing up. So whether you're aware of it or not, you already have a personal brand. Now, your online presence is, like in the old days, people would hand in a CV, or they would hand in a visiting card. Okay, I don't even know whether people still use those. They were nice, but probably nobody uses them anymore. So your online presence is your introduction to the world. It's your About Me page. It's that virtual window into the online world. So that's why you also need to be mindful in how you're showing up, because it can actually, make or break your whole career. So you need to be careful about it. And visibility, comes down to showing up. You can show up in many different shapes and forms. You can write posts, you can have interactions, you can chat, you can post photos, you can do videos. There's so many ways you become visible. But every single interaction you have throughout the day when you're online is you being visible. And the reason why it's so important to use visibility strategically is that if you're not showing up, people will not be able to find you. People will not know about you. So how can you start those relationships? How can you connect to people? How can you be offered opportunities or offer opportunities to others if you're not showing up? So again, whether you're doing business as an entrepreneur, whether you're working for somebody else, whether you're still studying and thinking about all the possibilities, you need to start to put yourself out there. And there's different ways of doing it. And believe me, everybody can do it. So let's get started with the first concept, personal brand. And because you already have a personal brand, I think this is going to be interesting for you. So a personal brand is simply all your different layers as a person, as a professional. So it's your personality, it's the way you show up, the way you treat others, it's your lifestyle, what you like, what you don't, your core values, your skills, your education, your background. It's what you choose and how much or how little you choose to share with the world. So again, because people are going to see that, the more you are in control of that personal brand, the more it's going to benefit you. Now, don't think that you need to be controlling every single time you post. The truth is that your personal brand is you, is the way you are. It's your personality and your core values. So unless you're a very fake person, it should be very easy for you to have a good, solid, personal brand. There's no problem in creating it because it's you, but just be aware that it's there. So now here's the question I want to pose. What do you want your personal brand to say about you? And think about this, and maybe at the end of the session, when we go to the Q&A, you can even share your insights. So how would you like the world to perceive you? And now, ideally, the way people perceive you is the way you feel about yourself. Obviously, through, a life journey, sometimes that image is not exactly the same. But the more you grow as a person, the more you develop, and the more, confident you become, those two parallel ideas of you should merge. So what people perceive you as should be the same thing as how you want to show up in the world. And that's actually why we do self-development, to be able to reach that level, where everything matches. So let's look at what an online presence is. So an online presence is simply, apart from what we said before, it's your About Me page, it's your visiting card. If you're older, you'll know what that is. It's your CV. It's also the way you manage your personal brand. So the way you decide to show up. How are you going to show up? Where are you going to show up? When are you going to show up? All those different elements build an online presence. And here's why it's so important and so crucial to be mindful about it. It's because the right online presence is going to amplify everything you do online. It's going to amplify your personal brand. So if you have a solid and effective, a positive online presence, it's going to amplify everything good you're doing. However, if you're not mindful about it and you're posting all this random content, then it might be harming, your career advancement or your promotions or your business even. And this is very important, especially if you're still studying and you still haven't entered, the business arena in whatever shape or form that's going to take for you. Be very aware of this. I know when you're, younger, you want to post every single party you've been to. That's cool. But, just don't post the photo where you're drunk. Be careful with those things, because what we post online is there forever. And anytime in the future, people can go back and see that, and it might not be beneficial at that point in time. Also, don't be obsessed about this. We are humans, we're not perfect, and sometimes we do post the wrong thing. It's, don't let this get to you, but also try to be in control as much as you can of what you post. So here's why it's so important. So when you're mindful about what you're posting and how you're posting and where you're showing up, it will be able to present you in the best light. And because you are amazing, you need to be presented in the best light. Okay, it's only fair. So allow me to quote myself, but this is how I like to explain an online presence. I think it's your living and breathing presentation to the world. So just honor it. Honor it, respect it, and try to improve it day by day. Now, visibility. So visibility is, again, all the different ways, all the different possibilities that you have of showing up. Now, if you're just showing up, any odd way, randomly, you might be wasting time, or you might be harming your personal brand, depending on your goals. I mean, some people just show up because they don't have any specific goals, when it comes to their career, their business, and that's fine. We all have a personal life and we can be more relaxed, But when you're trying to use visibility, online presence, and your personal brand to help you navigate this whole online situation, then you need to start being strategic. And being strategic, again, is only about being, thinking for 5 seconds before you post something, or thinking for 5 seconds before you actually accept an invitation to speak somewhere, maybe. So you need to be strategic in the way you show up, because it's just a reflection of who you are and how you want to be perceived. So this is the main reason why you want to start being visible. So are you making it easy for others to find you in the first place so they can offer you opportunities? And on the other hand, this is a loop. Are you offering opportunities to others easily? So here's the thing. If people want to let's say, and I'll just give this example. I was invited, and I'm absolutely honored to be here today. The reason why I was invited is because people, knew where to find me. It's really easy to find me online because, I'm consistent everywhere I am. Now, if I want to offer opportunities to others, I need to show up, because if I'm hiding, I'm doing a disservice to everyone else. And here's the thing: if you have something valuable for others, if you have a skill set, expertise, just even maybe a smile, a message, something inspiring that is going to make somebody's day easier, better, happier, you owe it to them to share it. And I know visibility can be hard. I know very well, believe me. And, it's something that the minute you decide and the minute you're aware that it's not about you, but it's about all the people you can inspire, some of that pressure just, it's removed automatically. And the reason I know it's possible, it's because, one, you need to, it's not even a want anymore in 2021. You need to be okay with being visible. And being visible doesn't necessarily mean live streaming, doing videos. It can be any type of form. There's many, many ways you can communicate to others. There's audio, there's written, there is video. Obviously, video shows all your layers, and it's the most powerful way of communicating we have. But, you can find your own comfort type of visibility. But there is no way that you will be able to thrive in the world today if you're not okay with showing up and being able to have an online presence. So the reason I know that everyone can do it, even this dog, is because I've been able to do it, and this is why I want to share very, very briefly a bit about my story. So Sarah said, when she was introducing me, she mentioned, that I come from a place of acute shyness. I'm a huge introvert. I never, ever had a profile picture on any social media profile. I had a flower, landscape, the sea, whatever. I don't even have a video of my wedding because I was petrified. I was literally petrified. I panicked every time I saw a camera, photos or videos. Obviously, videos a lot worse. However, I've been able to build 2 successful businesses completely around video. So, I have a business that is video strategy, video confidence, video marketing, videos that sell system. And then Expert Channel TV is like my most recent business. And it's an online media platform for entrepreneurs, brands, and organizations to grow their visibility and their authority in an easy way, because I struggled a lot. So now I don't want anyone else to struggle. And believe me, if I've been able to do it being so shy, so absolutely terrible on video, anyone can do it. It just takes finding the right tools, the right help, the right system that is going to allow you to remove those fears and really show up in the way you deserve to show up and others deserve to see you. And now my passion is to shine a light on others, because I know people have incredible stories to share, incredible expertise, and I want to make it really, really easy for them to be okay sharing it and doing it strategically, again, so they don't waste time. You don't want to be putting out videos that have, no views, that get no results. You want to be strategic, because we all have a life, and we want to make sure that no matter how passionate you are about your work, you need to be as passionate about your personal life, whatever that looks like, whatever that looks like, but you need a balance. So having said that, the reason why you want to have these 3 things in place is because it's a doorway to your career. If you're in corporate, or if you're thinking of, of working for somebody else, it's going to open up opportunities for you. It's going to get you promoted more easily, because people will know who you are, what you stand for, and what you can bring to the table. And if you're starting a business, growing a business, scaling a business, it's the only way to do it. So even before any business strategy comes into play, you need to be aware of your personal brand, your online presence, and use visibility strategically to actually grow an audience and connect to them. So let's get to the fun part. Are you ready for some action? I'm going to share with you 3 things you can do today, right now, when this finishes, to start your online presence in an effective way. So number 1, be strategic. I do say this a lot, but it's true. So get very clear on your goals. Why is it that you want to have an effective, a solid, a prestigious online presence? Why is it that you want to be more visible? Get very clear on your goals, and your goals are yours. There's no right or wrong. It could be to get a promotion, it could be to start a business, it could be to grow a community. No right or wrong, but you need to get clear on your goals. And now do this exercise, like, how do you want to be perceived? Think about 3 to 5 adjectives of how you would like to be perceived. Now, obviously, you need to be realistic, but within that, what is it that you want to communicate? How do you want to connect to people? What is it that people notice about you when you connect to them? So there will be a series of adjectives or expressions or sentences that people tend to use when they refer to the way you connect to people. So is it that you're kind? Is it that you're inspiring? Is it that you're fun? Is it that you're very knowledgeable? Whatever it is, again, there's no right or wrong, because this is about you. But how you want to be perceived is important, because then you can bring that intention into everything you do. So every time you're going to be posting, or every time you're going to be posting that is going to, affect your career or your business, just think about this. It's very simple, but we often forget to think about this. Will this thing that I'm posting now move me closer to my goal? Now, obviously, if you're posting for personal reasons, you don't have to take this into account. But if you're posting for professional reasons, so will that thing that you're going to be posting move you closer to your goal, or is it going to be absolutely useless, or worse even, is it going to be harmful to your goal? Now, number 2, this is very easy, but again, not many people do it. So optimize all your social media profiles. This is key if you are trying to get a job, trying to get a promotion, building a business, building a brand, whatever it is. You need to be aware that your profiles are huge billboards, and it's free exposure. You don't have to pay to have a profile on any social media platform. So be careful. What are you sharing in your one-liner, in your bio, in your description? Make it enticing or make it descriptive, but tell people what you're about. And there's many different ways of doing this. But, and we don't have time to go into this, but just make sure that it's consistent across platforms. Number 2, your headshot. One thing that's very important is please make it current. So a picture of what, 20 years ago might look incredibly good, but, people want to see the real you. People want to, if they have a meeting with you on Zoom, they want to be able to know it's you, not the person who has this incredible photo shoot and then they look nothing like that in real life. So make it consistent also across platforms. People need to identify you and recognize you. And if you're using different photos all across social media, it's going to be hard to be recognizable. So if you're trying to build a powerful personal brand, you need to be consistent in everything you do. And having the same headshot everywhere makes things easier. And then use your cover photo where possible in a strategic way. So Facebook, LinkedIn, some platforms allow you to have that space to use to promote whatever you want to promote. And again, it's free and it doesn't break the rules. So you can use it to, have your business behind there. You can send them to your lead magnets. You can tell them what what you're about, whatever it is, make it productive, And now the third tip is build relationships. So often we forget that it's social media and we are social beings. We cannot do this alone, and we don't want to do this alone. We are craving connection even more so now because of COVID. So connect without any hidden agenda, just connect from the heart, because you want to meet new people, because you want to serve them, you want to inspire them. Network, even, and let me tell you this, I think online is the perfect scenario for introverts and shy people like me. Because when you have to go into a real room full of people and network and you don't know anybody, my goodness, that is very scary. I try to avoid that. But when you're able to do it online, because you're in your own space, you feel safe and it's less draining. So just network, connect, build your circle, build that community around you, that community that's going to uplift you, support you, who you can learn from and they can learn from you. It's all about collaboration over competition. That's the real way to grow a business. Always connect, network, and help and support. So having said that, I hope you implement one or all three. And I would love to actually hear what you've been up to. So if you implement and you get feedback, I would love to hear that. And just very briefly, just, like things you shouldn't be doing if you're trying to use the online space for business purposes. Like, don't just post random stuff that has no relation with what you're doing or what you're trying to achieve. Don't do anything that would harm your personal brand, because you're actually harming yourself and your credibility. And please never treat others rudely. I know you would never do that. But because you're online, it doesn't mean you can just say anything. You wouldn't do that on the street. So never do it online. Just treat everybody as you would like to be treated. And you'll actually make excellent connections just by following that. And just as a very, summarized question for everything we've seen is, think about this before you post anything online, is how would I feel if I see this content, this photo, this video in 5 years time, let's say. If it makes you feel proud, good, then go ahead and post it. If you're doubting, maybe you want to go back and revise it a bit. And that's it. So thank you so much for bearing with me. Hope it was helpful, and feel free to connect Melanie Falvey everywhere or Expert Channel TV. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm really looking forward to the Q&A. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you very much for a very inspiring and informative presentation. I believe that most of our attendees tonight, including myself, are ready to take action on what we have learned from you, along with Miss Rachel and Miss Disney. Yeah, first step is always very important. And hearing all the details of your discussion, I'm sure some, if not most of us, will have now a concrete idea on how to start, where to start, what to do, and all the details that you have shared to us. So again, thank you so much for a very passionate presentation.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you. Okay. Yes. All right. So to our beloved attendees, I'm sure you have your lists of questions of our topic for today. So please prepare them later for our question and answer. But for now, it's time for our quiz competition. Quiz competition coming up. Please. Okay, so please go to www.slido.com and our code, as usual, IGP quiz. And the link is found in the comment box. Those who cannot join us, you can still join us. If you cannot join us on Slido, you can still join us by actively commenting your answers in our chat box. Now we have 59 participants. Keep it coming. Waiting for other participants. Again, please go to www.slido.com. The link is in the chat box. We will pick your name from quiz or Slido to join with your full name, which will directly print on certificates. So you can write your full name or whatever you want to appear in your certificates, because top 10 will be rewarded with quiz completion certificates. And after our quiz, we have our Q&A. We now have 68 participants, up to 84. Welcome. All right, we're going to start now. The first question, which best describes the aim of training the staff of a business? First, improving an employee's ability to perform in future jobs, or improving staff ability to perform in present and future jobs. Okay, with the second option, 71%, let's reveal the answer. The answer is, that's right, majority got the correct answer. Let's go to the next leaderboard, please. Okay, we have Dennis. Second question, types of job training, work habits or probation? What are the types of job training, work habits or probation? %57% answered work habits, but the answer is probation. I think most of our commenters got the correct answer, B. Still leading, Mr. Serso. Now let's go to the next question. Acquisition is a training of employees, true or false? Majority answered true. Let's find out what the answer is. Oh, it's false. And a lot of our commenters, participants in the comment boxes, they answered B. Okay, Rosalette took over Roseller. The next question, why would a business seek to expand their business? A, to attract new customers and brand recognition, or a legal requirement for profiting businesses to expand every 10 years? Like 65% answered the first option. Let's reveal the answer. Yes, majority got the correct answer. Mixed answers from our commenters on our Facebook page. Okay, let's go to the next question, please. Which business service includes over-the-phone Genius support, training, and a unique portal? Loyalty program or joint venture? Joint venture is the answer of majority, and you got it right. Joint venture. Still, Ms. Kabasag. Now let's go to the sixth question. What is cognitive training? Training that introduces the employee to their workplace or training that develops the employee's thinking skills? The majority answered training that develops the employee's thinking skills, and that is correct. Mixed answers from our commenters. Go to the seventh question. Education or training at a university or college is basic education or higher education? 94% said it's higher education, and that is correct. And most of our commenters also got it correctly. Let's go to the eighth question. What does training and development mean? Taking actions to ensure the satisfaction of employees or teaching managers and professional employees skills needed to perform a job? Ninety-two percent said teaching managers and professional employees skills needed to perform a job, and the answer is correct. 92%. And most of our commenters also got it correct. Let's go to the ninth question. To be a good entrepreneur, you must be able to organize all aspects of the business. True or false? To be a good entrepreneur, you must be able to organize all aspects of the business. True or false? The answer is true. Mhm. And the last question, which is not an advantage of investments in training, builds corporate culture or expensive investment? Which is not an advantage of investments in training, builds corporate culture or expensive investment? And the answer is expensive investment, which is answered by 83%. Congratulations. Let's see who are our top 10 winners for today's quiz. Yay! The top one, Rosella T. Kabasag, got 9 out of 9. 9 out of 10. Okay, congratulations to our quiz competition winners, top 10. Okay, your certificates will be available in few minutes, and it will be posted on our Facebook page. And thank you very much, everyone, for your active participation during the quiz. And again, a big congratulations to our quiz competition winners. Please wait for your quiz competition certificate. All right. And now we are going to bring to you our question and answer I'd like to call our amazing speakers, Miss Rachel and Miss Melanie. And Miss Hi,
Hello.
welcome on screen again.
Hi, hi.
Thank you once more for the amazing presentations. All right, so we have the first question from Manolita. For all speakers, why is minimal capital investment less risky? So anyone can answer.
Okay, I can answer.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Why is minimal capital investment less risky? One is you may not have a ready startup capital of $1 million. Therefore, a minimal capital investment of saying, uh, subscribe to your MailChimp to get your emails out, correspondence, subscribe to your Zoom so that you can do presentations around the world with unlimited participants. Those are minimal capital investments of $25 a month. Yeah. And potentially a virtual assistant from different parts of the world who can help you with copywriting, marketing, email campaigns. Those are minimal capital investments for especially an online business in today's world. So that would minimize the risk of a traditional business where you need a big factory to manufacture toothpaste or whatever. And then you're not sure, you will need to have big marketing expenses to promote that toothpaste. So minimal capital investment is definitely less risky depending on the type of your business, especially when you go online.
You can add if you wish to, Miss Disney or Miss Melanie, or
I'm okay. I think she's
okay.
covered it.
All right, okay. So we have the next question from Miss Malo to Ma'am Rachel. How to measure cultural intelligence skills? Can cultural intelligence skill keep to develop business?
Wow, what a great question. How do you measure cross cultural intelligence skills? Yes, you can measure it in different ways, both quantitative and qualitative. One of the ways is when you run online or offline training for your cross cultural participants, you can measure the evaluation survey. They can give you honest feedback of what they have picked up from the learning and how they can apply it, whether it's internally or with their clients on a global online level. Can cultural intelligence skill help to develop business? Definitely. There are a few success factors as a result of understanding cross-cultural uh, business skills. One of them is you increase your self-confidence when you present to diverse cultures, people from different backgrounds and cultures. For instance, it's okay to be late in Malaysia for a meeting, but it's not okay to be late for a meeting in Australia. So different cultures can help you to develop business if you understand them. And some of the do's and don'ts in the different cultures. For instance, in Hong Kong, you should not give a watch to your client or to your staff. to celebrate their birthdays. It means I'm sending you to a funeral. That's the metaphor. So understand cross culture in order to build success in business and your career.
Wow. I hope that answers your question, Ms. Bella. Thank you. Okay. To Miss Melanie, is a quote, your performance is your brand, correct? How could we apply this on our business endeavors?
Okay, thanks, Lamberto, for your question. That's actually a really good description because the way you present yourself, everything you do, every interaction, the way you perform is your brand. It's just a reflection of who you are. So the way you can apply this to your business endeavors is, first of all, start with your goal in mind. What is it that you want to achieve? And again, there's no right or wrong, but there might be something that you want to achieve short term, long term. And then think about the question I shared during the presentation. How can you show up in the best light so that you're getting closer to that goal? So how do you want to be perceived is part of that. So let me just give you a very graphic example. If you want to get a promotion and right now you're doing whatever kind of office work, but you're not dealing with the customers, you're not having a public presence in your workplace, but you want to be promoted to a different, you want to start dealing with customers, then start showing up as a person who can communicate, a person who has communication skills, connection skills, people skills. I hope that helps you.
Thank you, Miss Melanie. From Sandra Balik, to all speaker, what do you think is the best effective platform to use in order to boost your online business?
Okay, if you don't mind, I can answer that. Here's the thing. You don't need to choose, per se, your best business platform. You need to think, where is my audience? Where is my ideal audience? Where are my potential clients? And that is where you need to have an online presence. Now, here's the thing. We have been speaking about online presence, but you don't need to be everywhere. It's much better to become recognized, known, and respected on one platform and then start tapping into other platforms. So think about, where is my ideal client, and that's where I need to be. Also, you can take into account your strengths. So if you want to be using video, there are many platforms today that allow for video. But even though they allow for video style is very different. So TikTok might be a bit more relaxed, so it might not be your best platform, or it might be your best platform. So think about your strengths and where your ideal client is, and that will give you the answer.
Okay, for the next question from Liusel Villantes, how can we avoid scammers in doing business digitally? This is addressed to all the speakers.
Okay. I am from an information security and cybersecurity risk background. One of the ways to avoid scammers is avoid clicking links that is unknown to you. Be be suspicious of any text messages on phone calls or even on your WhatsApp and other online media like Signal, WhatsApp, WeChat. Never be too friendly with people who are you do not know. I was nearly scammed last year during the pandemic lockdown. Someone tried to befriend me on Facebook. After a while, I asked, can we have a Zoom call, a video call before I do business with you? He refused. He said, I have no camera. I'm too busy. I'm shopping. So I became suspicious. I reported to the police and told him so. I've reported you to the police. And then he shut down. So These are mini tips and tricks that you can avoid scammers whilst you're doing
Mm.
business or communicating online.
Yes, Miss Disney, you want to add more?
Just in terms of online purchases, I think it's very critical for people to remember that their debit card details and their credit card details shouldn't be out there in the open. So, a very good technique then would be to create virtual cards, for online purchases. And whenever you're doing that kind of purchase, then you just top them up. So you basically wouldn't have funds there. Only when you doing a purchase online, you will top up that virtual card.
Hmm. Those are very important tips to remember, especially that scammers are everywhere. Always waiting to have someone to victimize. Thank you. I hope that answers your question, Miss Leocel or Mr. Let's have the next question. There are a lot of questions here. Maybe they're okay. From another from Miss Malo, to all speakers, what are some indicators that online business is a success, is successful?
Okay, I'll share one or two tips.
Yes, Miss.
What are some of the key indicators that your online business is successful? People keep shopping 24 by 7, either for your physical goods or your online coaching or your online programs. People keep booking on your LinkedIn. Can I have an appointment, a consultation? Those are some of the metrics for indicating your business is in demand by certain target audience. Other ways would be JV, joint venture referrals. For instance, myself, I have got international marketing business partners who promote my cross-cultural training, risk management training, audit and risk mitigation training, and I give them an X% for promoting my business. So there are different ways. There's joint venture, there's referrals, and there are 24 by 7 online metrics for you to measure your success.
Yes.
I think in addition to that, it would also be, the sales and the profits, that would indicate to you because you would set targets, on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis. This is how much you're actually targeting. So obviously that is going to give you some sort of indication, as to whether it's a successful business that you're actually operating.
Okay. From Mardiliez Huahotor to Ma'am Melanie, as a newbie in the online business, what are the common mistakes that I should avoid?
That is such a great question, and I feel I can answer it because I've probably made all the mistakes. So now I can, help you not making them. So I would say there are a few things you can definitely avoid. One is to listen to everybody, because when we start out, this is what happens. We might have an idea, that idea might not even be very clear. We are doubting our own expertise and our own abilities. So we tend to listen to everyone who gives advice. That might be in the shape of a guru, a mentor, a coach, personalities online. It might even be family or friends. So it's very important that you stay on track. You can follow somebody, obviously, and if they're able to mentor you, guide you, that is really going to avoid many mistakes for you. But just follow one strategy, follow one system for some time. I would say not any less than 90 days, and see if that works. What doesn't work, you can tweak. If it really doesn't go, it doesn't resonate with your personality, or it just doesn't feel right, then you can change, and you can obviously find a different coach, a different mentor, a different system. But don't try to listen to everyone at once. And another thing I would really want to leave everyone with, building an online business is not easy. We tend to think that because it's online, we can use many of the tools for free, we can reach a global audience, it's just going to be, easy peasy. The truth is, I have had very successful offline businesses, and then I decided to transition online. And I can assure you, on a personal level, it's much harder to build an online business for many reasons. One, offline, you tend to rely on referrals, word of mouth, because people locally know you. Online, you need to build a reputation for yourself, and that takes time. Building an audience is not easy anymore because the market is saturated. Many people are doing videos, many people are starting businesses, and you need to stand out. And then also because it does take a lot of mindset work. So the sooner you start working on your mindset, I would highly recommend that, the sooner you're going to be able to get results, because we have all these fears crop up: fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of success, learning all the new tech, learning all the new trends, which since COVID are changing even faster. You need to be aware of so many things: consumer behavior and seller psychology. And, there's so many things you need to be aware of that very often it's a lot harder, as I said, than building an offline business. But don't let that stop you. You will feel like being on an emotional roller coaster. Some days will be great because you've had incredible conversations. People say, oh, your business idea is great. And other days you'll feel like a total failure. You want to give up, and you'll question yourself, like, is what I'm doing, every effort even worth it? But keep going, keep going, keep going, because as long as you're doing the right things, staying on track, being consistent, and serving people, it is going to work. But it's probably not going to be as fast as you thought it would be. But just keep going. And if this helps anyone, I keep a folder in my computer where I just store screenshots of messages I get from clients, testimonials, just comments on social media. And some days when nothing works, technology doesn't work, things happen, you just go back to that file, you read all the testimonials, and you think, yes, I am making an impact. So yes, it is worth it, and yes, I can do this. So just don't be too distracted. Stay on track, find clarity, and if you're able to, find the right mentor or coach, it would really help you also.
Wow. Sounds overwhelming, but with the right mindset, I think can be done.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And another question from Leonsha. Is a seller for online business considered self-employed? Is there an imposition of tax on online business? If so, how do we handle tax issues and bookkeeping for online business?
Okay, I'll share my experience. Yes, whether you do an online or offline business, you should have good accounting records, especially for not just income but expenses that you may claim back tax, like goods and services tax. You could potentially claim back some tax refunds for your expenses, as well as reporting your goods and services and other income, so that you have a clean accounting system and record. Tax compliance is very important process of any successful business. We want to be transparent, evidence-based, and trustworthy business. Therefore, you should keep good accounting records. Doesn't matter it's an online or offline business. It's a very important principle.
I think that's the last question. Thank you so much. Or would you like to add any other answer from that question, Miss Melanie and Miss Disney?
Well, I would just like to add that
Covered,
every
thanks.
country has its own tax regulations, and so it's best to probably go into the finance Ministry of Finance in your local country and see what's needed. But definitely you would need to register as a, self-employed freelancer company, depending on what you're trying to do.
All right. Okay, well, I think that was the last question. And again, thank you so much, dear speakers, for a very passionate and inspiring and informative presentations that you have shared us. And again, thank you also for your time and effort. So thank you. All right. Okay, so now I also would like to thank all the participants for tonight during our discussion. And I just want to ask everyone to please leave us a review below and share this webinar with your friends and colleagues. They can still access this one and learn from our very informative webinar tonight. Your simple act of support will help us reach out to more people to be more empowered. Now for your e-certificate, a code will then be provided momentarily, which will be used to claim your certificate. Now keep tuning in our announcements. Our announcements for tonight, triple bonus from October, we will start webinar series program. You will get individual certificate for each webinar, and after submitting all certificates, you will receive a webinar series certificate. This is highly focused teaching strategies research, highly focused on teaching strategies, research assessment, pedagogy, tools and techniques, professional development, and communication skills. Our first webinar series program, 5 parts webinar series, topic authentic assessment in teaching and learning. Dates are October 1st for the part 1, 4th of October, part 2, October 7th, part 3, and the part 4 will be on October 10th, and the last part will be on the 26th of October. Our second webinar series program, 4 parts webinar series. Our topic will be teaching English as a foreign language and assessment. First part will be on the 2nd of October, the second comes on the 6th of October, and the third one comes on the 20th of October, and the last one is on the 24th. Our third webinar series program, 5 parts webinar series. Topic will be digital classroom and engagement tools. First part will be on the 11th of October, followed the next day on the 12th, the second part, 13th on the 13th, the third part, 14th of October, the fourth part, and the last part will be on the 15th of October. Diploma certificate announcement after checking your activity and your submitted certificates. If you qualified, you will receive your diploma certificate. We will upload all diploma certificates today. Tomorrow is a day of celebration with your new achievement. You have to download it from our website, www.eduigp.com. Again, we will upload all diploma certificates today. Tomorrow is the day of celebration with your new achievement. You have to download it from our website, www.eduigp.com. Go to our website, Institute of Global Professionals, IGP. Go to Diploma Certificate button, click that one. And tomorrow is a day of celebration with your new achievement. Certification process, step by step. Step 1. Our main theme today, doing business and training in the online world. Step 2. Okay, again, step 1, go to our page www.eduigp.com and choose our today's program name, which is Doing Business and Training in the Online World. Make sure you have an account on our website. If you don't have, you can make your account because this is mandatory. What is step 2? Step 2, click the certification link, which is now available in the comment box and pinned comment. Certification link will be available always in this program post. It can be found on our Facebook page or Facebook group and YouTube. The description is found in the comment box. Step 3. Step 3. Before step 3, you can claim your certificate in 2 ways. Direct link from the comment box below, pinned comment or post description. But if you're not able to click the link, please directly browse our page www.eduigp.com for all information together. Find today's program, then the process are the same. So again, we are now in step 3 of certification process. Browse www.eduigp.com or the given link. You will be directed in this page. You can see this page of our website. Click Enroll Now, or you can click our YouTube link. If you are new, create your account. If you have an account, then log in directly. After that, find the seminar title and get enrolled. This is how it's done. For today's certificate, our webinar's code for tonight is IGP 5060, IGP 5060. You can take note of this code or screenshot this code or take note of this code, because with code you can claim your certificates anytime at your convenience. With code, click your certificate. Enter the code IGP 5060 and click Get Certificate, and then your diploma should be automatically downloaded. Again, the instructions to get your certificate for today's webinar, click, our code is IGP 5060. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. If you don't have time to download them now, you can just screenshot or take note of this code and then you can download it later. With code, click your certificate. First, go to our website, www.eduigp.com. Click our today's webinar's theme, Doing Business and Training in the Online World. log in the code, which is IGP 5060, and then get your certificate. Step 6, now your certificate is ready. You can verify your certificate with the following link that you can find at the bottom of your certificates. Happy announcement. On the 23rd of September, we do have a day off. Day off on the 23rd of September 2021. There will be no webinars. Enjoy your time with your family and friends. For our next webinar on the 24th of September with the title Character Formation in Educational Leadership. Tune in. On the following day of September 20, on the following day, the 25th of September, another webinar with the title Learning Across Areas of Math, Social Studies, and Assessment. 3 speakers from the Philippines with love. The following day, the 26th of September, with the webinar's main theme, Learners' Mental Health. This is in the morning session. 2 speakers from the United States. And in the evening session of the 26th of September, with the title, The Value of Enterprise and Entrepreneurship Education. 3 speakers coming from different parts of the world. Book yourself now. And on the following day, the 27th of September, with the webinar's main theme, English, Literature, and Psychology Role in Education, with our 2 speakers coming from the Philippines. The next day, on the 28th of September, with our main theme, Innovative Teaching Strategies Amidst Pandemic, we are going to have 2 speakers from the Philippines. And the following day, on the 29th of September, with our main theme, Communication Skills in Teaching and Learning Process. 3 speakers coming from Vietnam, India, and Greece. Another upcoming webinar on the following day, the 30th of September, with the main theme, Healthy Living Equals Successful Living. We are going to have 4 speakers from the United States, America, and I didn't get the other one. And for our webinar series 1, that will start on the 1st of October, Part 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. We're going to have 2 speakers from Indonesia and the Philippines. And another upcoming webinar on the next day, the 2nd of October. It's the part 1 of our webinar series 2 with the title Teaching English as a Foreign Language in Assessment, coming from Indonesia. And another upcoming webinar on the 3rd of October with the title Acing the New Normal Education. Coming from the Philippines, we have 3 speakers. That is in the morning session. And in the evening session on the same day with the title Disaster Preparedness and Climate Change Adaptation. 3 speakers from the Philippines. And our webinar series part 1, webinar series 1, part 2. That will be on the 4th of October with the title Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. And another upcoming webinar on the 5th of October with the title Competency-Based Teaching. Our speakers from the Philippines and India. And the second part of our webinar series 2 that will be on the 6th of October with the title Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment. And the part 3 of our webinar series 1 that will be on the 7th of October with the title Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. 2 speakers from Indonesia and India. Another upcoming webinar that you can look forward to on the 8th of October with the title Strategies and Competent-Based Curriculum. 3 speakers from the Philippines. And on the 9th of October, another that you can book yourself with the title Implications of Theories of Reading to the Teaching of Reading. That will be on the 9th of October. And on the 10th of October, Bringing Character Education in Classroom. That will be in the morning session. And the webinar series 1, part 4, that will be on October 10th with the title Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. Speakers from Indonesia. And another upcoming webinar with the title Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with Edpuzzle. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are a lot of upcoming webinars that you can join in. And now this is our code for today's main theme. Doing business and training in the online world. Our code is IGP 5060. Again, our code is IGP 5060. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. So you can take note by screenshotting or taking note of this code, and you can claim your certificate anytime at your convenience. All right, so once again, thank you so very much to our 3 amazing speakers for today who have shared their knowledge in our main theme today. And of course, this webinar won't be here if not of you, our dearest attendees, old and new. And again, I'm asking everyone to please help us with our goal and aim to share this webinar and empower other people. And this is your host, Sarah, saying Colin means fighting, and let's stay positive and stay happy. Have a great night, everyone. Goodbye.